First time I got arrested, it was in the back of one of these, so still remember that. Never forget, right?
It's freedom, baby.
Freedom!
Money.
I've never driven it on the highway, just from here to the gas station.
Okay, now at the risk of stating the obvious, I think one of the things we should address in this film is the fact that we are currently sitting in your, is it 2007?
2004.
2004 Mercury Grand Marquis, which you purchased after we started this whole documentary process.
Yeah, so like everything I do in life is obsessive compulsive based, probably. I'm like undiagnosed OCD.
Sure.
And yeah, sure am, right? And like anything that I get really into, like I remember I got into rock balancing and I went all in on that. I got into barefooting, I got into dirt bikes, I got into cameras, I got into guitars, and I dive in deep with it all. So I mean, it was you, Donovan, that decided that this would be a good idea for a film, because I remember Jarrod and I were working on so many boring, static, gross corporate gigs that were really good financially for us, but like they weren't getting our creative juices happening.
We made ones and ones of dollars from those gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think it was you that was like, well, you're bored, right? Make a movie.
Make a movie, yeah. About the people.
Yeah, and I was
not about the car, about the people.
About the people, the Panther People.
And we know the story of how that started.
In my opinion, it'd be like one of the most recognized cars in North America. I mean, cop cars, every department has a Crown Vic or had a Crown Vic at one point. They're used for taxis. They're just one of the greatest built cars in the last 20 or 30 years.
Well, it's like riding in your spaceship and you're just sitting on a big comfy couch while cruising through the galaxy.
1.5 tons of American steel. You could hit the side of a bus, and I know because I have been hit by a bus.
God bless the weirdos who are into these cars.
Most of my experiences in the car revolve around driving it like a total maniac and crashing it.
And, the nice noise of, 4.6 and, all of that.
The Panther community makes the geometric community look normal and well-adjusted.
Well, everyone knows a Vic. I mean, you've seen any movie, any movie. There's one in it. There's a cop car. There's something that's driving down the road, even all the way back to, I mean, the name's been around since 1955, I believe. So everyone knows it. You could be a soccer mom. You don't know anything about cars. You drive a minivan, but you know what a Crown Vic is.
The Crown Victoria.
The Crown Victoria.
Crown Victoria.
So we provide predominantly emergency vehicles. We do supply some older cars as well as some sport vehicles. But our biggest output to film is the Crown Vics.
Crown Victoria.
The new Ford Crown Victoria.
Well, I remember there was always this guy at the local grocery store who would park his old white P71 that ran on propane right in front in the fire lane. He was an old guy, scruffy face. He was the type of guy that didn't play by the rules. You could tell, always had a smoke in his mouth. And I saw him all the time and I said, you know what? Look at that guy, right? He doesn't care. That's why I love these cars. And even going back, you remember when I was younger, it was the only car I thought that we should have for the family.
So you were born in 03, so these cars were still in production when you were like, get a Crown Vic, get a Crown Vic.
I remember...
We were going to buy a Ford Flex, and you were like, how about a brand new Grand Marquis,
I remember us being at a Ford dealership looking for a car, and you test drove a Ford Flex, and This would have been before they stopped making them, and you could go into the showroom and see a beautiful Grand Marquis or a Lincoln Town Car sitting there. You could buy new with 0 kilometers on it, and I said, well, get one of those, and you just dismissed it as a grandpa car.
And now look where we are.
And now look where you are.
In full, like, not only did we, like, make a movie about these cars and the people who drive these cars, but we had to, like, I had to go all in again, and I had to become one of these people.
Got the Crown Vic documentary guys here today, and we're doing a Philly Panther meet. It's not about me, it's about Philly and all the fans of the Panther Platform in Philadelphia.
I wish I had like one of those airlifts built into the car. Press the button.
Rob, I'm not even thinking about it.
Everybody knows me as G, and I'm the host of the Philly Panther meets.
You had to describe a Crown Vic or a Panther Platform to someone who's never somehow lived under a rock for all these years. Tell me what's a Panther Platform car?
Pretty much almost a bulletproof car you can beat the hell out of and kind of rebuild it cheaply. So, you know, they last. You know, and there's a lot of customization you could do to it. So, just meeting people and everybody's different tastes, and it kind of got me more into it. It's like, wow, there's this whole scene that I didn't even know about. I mean, you know, everybody's seen Crown Vics driving by, whether it was taxis. Like, we're in Philly, there was police cars everywhere, taxis everywhere. You saw them every day. You didn't really think about it. And now they've like kind of gone the way of the dinosaur.
There's a definition to hoonigan. It means to drive a vehicle in a very unorthodox manner, including drifting, high speed, smoking tires, just driving a car in a very aggressive manner, not how your average person would usually operate a vehicle.
A V8 rear-wheel drive, body on frame. It's the last one. The last one of like American car. You know, it's just the last of a breed.
I'm the founder of Panther Magazine, so I run the magazine and create the magazine for the Panther Platform. Yeah, I feel like people always appreciate the magazine because you can scroll all day on Instagram. Then when you get tired of it, just like, hey, I got a magazine on the side of the door. So all different types of bills, people from different communities, different states, different countries, they're all in the magazine. Well, everything seems to be digital, and everyone has a following on Instagram. You can go on someone's Instagram and see their car, but as everything becomes digital, it's more like having a physical copy is kind of nostalgic and people appreciate that. So I feel like having a magazine is just something people would appreciate, especially when it comes to Panther cars. So it's something different in the community. If you're not familiar with Panthers, once you sit in one, you're like, I kind of like that car actually. So
Philly's got strong car clubs with a lot of Crown Vics, so that's why I want to start doing the Philly Panther meet thing at the Navy Yard today. It's V8 riders. I hit them up and let them, let their club have some love and, let them do different parties and tie it in. Since we have people in town from the meet, V8 Riders, they're doing their event tonight. That's what this is. And then Sunday after the meet, there's a 80A car club. They do a lot of stuff in Philly as far as feeding homeless people, clothing drives and stuff. And they're going to do the after party tomorrow.
There was a lot of gun violence going on in here in the city of Philadelphia, even back when I was doing photography back in 2018.
Wow.
And my thing was, guns down, cameras up. I wanted to create a program to where, though, I could teach children how to use photography, how to do cinematography. But I got into an accident. I lost all of my camera equipment, and then I just moved into supporting mothers. I started a nonprofit organization called Sister Talk PHL. But I always drove Vics. I love Vics. That's the only thing that I would drive. I tell anybody, if you catch me in anything other than a Vic, it's a rental or it's a car that, you know, I'm messing with somebody.
Well, Crown Vics, first of all, they hard body. Like, you can get into so many accidents and they're easy to fix. So it's like, you can't go wrong with a Vic. You don't even want a Charger because they fold like aluminum foil. So we love our Vics. They Panthers.
In my opinion, the most known car in the world.
One of the best vehicles ever produced by mankind.
This year, Ford introduces the 1992 Crown Victoria, and it's a big hit with the critics.
Around the world, almost everywhere you go, you can see a Crown Vic as an old cab or as an old police car, or certainly you used to always be able to. Being from St. Thomas, when you went somewhere, you could say, I know where that car was built. Well, certainly at the St. Thomas production facility that Ford had, we built, the last car built there was the Crown Vic.
Ford people value their jobs and know that there are opportunities for them to grow within the company. After all, our greatest asset is our people.
So does it begin with enormous physical capabilities, the might and muscle, the brute strength necessary to make the kinds of cars that people want.
In 2011, it wasn't GM, but Ford that shuttered its assembly plant there, putting about 1,100 people out of work in a city where only about 35,000 lived. It was the last of the bigs to go, and it left St. Thomas with one of the highest unemployment rates in the entire country.
The site of the old Ford assembly plant is now the site of an Amazon distribution center. I mean, I'm not sure we can ever compare the solidness of an automotive assembly job of the 70s, 80s, and 90s to what is today's newest instant delivery system that Amazon has.
I couldn't believe the amount of Panthers that are in this yard right now. How did you get into Panthers?
It was actually not by choice. I'm gonna have to say, when I was 16 years old and walked into this place to do co-op, I kind of never left.
So how many Panthers do you think you have here?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
I don't even know if I could put an actual number on them, but I'm gonna say in the hundreds for sure. Crown Victorias, Panthers, a lot of Mopars, a lot of Packards, but I would say the majority of our stuff is Crown Vic, Panther based. I guess it's one of those things where a lot of this stuff is beyond a point of repair.
Yeah, and it's just, you're just looking for like parts and anything you can
and
salvage.
that's why it's here. Regular junkyards, it'll all be crushed by
we don't shred or crush. Through other car rallies and different events, I actually met the founder of Out Motorsports, Jake Thievis, and got invited to an open track event with them, and it kind of took off from there. And I would say my enthusiasm towards like racing in general has come from them. And the fact that I can take the Crown Vics and the Panthers and go and do something else with those besides Crown Vic meets, it's quite enjoyable. We get a lot of interest when the Crown Vics roll up, especially the taxi cab. You know, it's a long door. I know the one instructor that's down there, you know, hadn't seen too many of them because they're not really anything outside of New York City. They weren't very popular for taxi cabs. They were normally old police cars.
And for today's police officers, these are the good old days.
Crown Victoria is really a funny story because in law enforcement, police either love that car or hated that car. And the one thing I always said was the Crown Victoria didn't do anything exceptional, but it did everything well. And that car took me to places it should have never taken me to and got me home every time. Well, I've been a police officer since 1987, so I'm in my 35th year. I always had the love for it. My father was a town constable, and in the summer after I graduated high school, I just was talking to friends, and I was like, I don't know, I hate math. I hate working inside. I'm going to be a cop. So I went to college for a degree in criminal justice, and got fortunate as 3 months after I turned 21, I got hired by the local sheriff's office. And I worked there till 1993, and when I became a New York State Trooper. If I put all my lights on, I'm advertising to you that I'm coming. And it's riskier, in my opinion, it's riskier for you to run or for you to have just a couple second window to decide if you're going to get away or not. So that was my traffic mover. So I could hit my thumb switch, I flip it back off, I didn't get through traffic. I think the dependability and the reliability and, I say bulletproof, but the cars were never really a question mark. They weren't the fastest car we've ever driven. They weren't the biggest car. They weren't the most, the best handling car, but they did everything really well. And I think in this line of work, there's so many question marks, and to have your car not be one of them, it's just there and it just works, and I think that's where a lot of people really learn to appreciate and love that car. I have hit a lot of deer with Crown Victoria. The last one I hit, I was responding to a shots fired call. We get this call, and a few minutes later he called out with a vehicle with a carload of people in it, so you want to get there, obviously. It's scary, it's very risky, your adrenaline's going, and I was going triple digits when I hit a deer that came out of the woods, and one of my best friends, or my best friend on the job, was right behind me. And his car looked like he took a bucket of chum and threw it on his car because I vaporized this deer. And it totaled the troop car. I still made it to the call. I had no header panel left, no headlights left. The hood was gone. The doors were pinch closed because the fenders got pushed back. And I rolled up, and the deputy had the people at gunpoint and was giving them commands. And I pulled up, my car was smoking, and no headlights, and just the cloud. I stopped and the cloud kept going, and I'm hitting my door to try to get out, and when I got out it made that noise, and it was like a cartoon. He's standing like this and everybody just looking at me. So that was another one where it shouldn't have got me where I got to, but I drove probably 3 or 4 miles after I hit the deer to get to where that was, and that was the last that car drove.
Wow, that says a lot about that car.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Al. This is the special build of Operation Los Santos. Why Los Santos? Because this is a GTA 5 car.
So what do you think? What do you think people? Yeah. What do you think people's reaction is? How do they feel about it?
Majority's all good. They like the car. They know it's a GTA 5 car. They smile and laugh. I don't want to talk too much about my cancer, but I had cancer in the heart. I was in hospital when they briefed, when they sent me home to recover for 5 days. I had to keep my hands functioning, and I needed to escape from reality. So I played GTA while I was home. And so I say, well, this car means something to me. And maybe when this car, its purpose is to take it to a Canuck place where kids are dealing with death, and maybe they can change their way of thinking and maybe fight, like I did. And that's why I built this car as a GTA 5 car, because it's something special to me.
Some people have the entire goal to preserve their car and wash it with a diaper, and because they believe that every time they take it out, they'll make it worse. Mm-hmm. We are actively making our cars worse every single time we drive it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was raised on my dad having Mustangs, SN95s, Cobras, GTs, and we had a point where he after that bought a Mustang GT in 05, and he said, all right, well, we got 2 cars here I'm bored of, take your pick. So I was 13 years old. I'm like, wow, okay, I could have a Crown Vic, a land yacht that's slow, 4-door, big, not particularly good looking as it is, and like any sane 13-year-old would, I picked the Crown Vic.
I'm Cody. I'm from Cambridge, Ontario, initially from Newfoundland, and this is my 2008 Crown Victoria taxi cab.
Have you had anyone try to flag you down yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it. I bet you I'll just show up to a bar at night to play some pool and someone's going to think I'm ready to take some fares. But people ask me if it's illegal to drive this because, you know, technically I'm impersonating a cab, so, you know, people could just kind of hop in. But I don't have any of the GRT stickers or any of the local plaques stuck to the back of the car saying that I am a legit local taxi driver. I look at cars kind of like a blank canvas, and you kind of put yourself and your personality into it. Like with my old Beetles and such, the way I did those cars up, people looked at the car and they're like, yeah, I could absolutely see you driving this car. Although some days I kind of think, man, I'd be better off as an alcoholic or a drug addict because I'd have a savings account, or at least more than if I was in the cars. But
I was like a raging environmentalist because my previous career was for Greenpeace International. I've been all over the world and arrested in multiple countries, and so I have a little bit of exposure therapy with Crown Vics. I've been in the backseat, and I've seen friends and family being put in the backseat of these cars. Before I started driving a Crown Vic, my body physically almost hurt when I saw a police car. Now that I drive one, I also not only actually made friends with lots of cops and they open up and we have something to chat about. I don't have that feeling anymore when I see a police car. Even when I'm driving and stuff, my body is calm and makes me happy.
For you to overcome your trauma and to heal from sort of being afraid of cop cars, you had to buy a cop car.
Basically, yeah. There is actually a place in Port Hope called Monkey Mountain, and there's a legend about it. They have all kinds of stories about it, that it's been haunted, that a circus train crashed there once and a bunch of monkeys let loose and they went all around in the forest, and all kinds of weird ghost things happening. So I thought it would be great to have that as an origin of our creature that's in the horror movie, which is the mutant, oversized man-eating chipmunk.
Great.
Yeah. Ready and action. Slowly, Willow. My car is almost like an extension of my body. When you live out closer to nature, you need a vehicle, to have a better life. As much as I love electric cars and the whole idea of that, it still runs off of nuclear power. So that's really not it's not really a sustainable, they might want to call it green or whatever, but it's still hooked up to a huge grid that we are all dependent on. So above all of my philosophy and political beliefs and everything like that, freedom is held in the highest regard, and that's what a vehicle is.
Hoonmerk Racing Headquarters, Queens, New York.
Yep. You gotta put your tier 1 sticker on, Rob.
I know, you know what the trouble is?
You don't know where the location.
It's like someone that's got a million tattoos. Where do you put the next one?
You should tell me about this stuff. What is this?
Those planks, we plan on building a platform, a wooden platform. So we could put Hoonmerk on it for the winter, so she's off the dirt.
Yeah.
Plus, I could have a stable jacking spot.
Raise it up.
So I could work on it during the winter. We have a lot of new modifications that's going to need to happen to it. Then you got the collection of Rob's famous burnout tires and backup tires. I could have did it from back there. You got mine?
I got the ones that I had to work. The ones from AutoZone.
Look at how dirty that desert engine is.
Oh yeah. Just don't wash it with water like I did.
Let's go.
Well, it's coming.
It's close. It's almost ready to fire up. Oh, what happened? Yeah, that thing, it was $3 at Harbor Freight. It's like, no problem. No problem.
I've never had any problems. Who's calling me now? Greg. Hey, man.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. I'm just here with Kenny at the Hoonmerk Racing headquarters.
Nice.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I hit Rob a little while ago because I took back the ceramic pads I bought and I got semi-metallic for the front pads.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob said they'll bite better, so.
Yeah, they will bite better.
Yeah, so. Yeah, so I'll throw you some, maybe Sunday after the meet or something, I'll throw you some bucks, Kenny, if you want to throw front pads in my car.
No problem. I'll bang them out really quick. I can even do it at the meet if you want.
Whichever way.
It'll make some it'll make some good content for you too if at the meet.
Yeah, I'm actually recording this right now.
Overall, the car is set up from the factory to be a good handling car. It was designed to chase after speeding vehicles on the highways. It was designed to be able to go around corners fast. And you take a vehicle that was already designed to do something well and you modify it, and it's just going to enhance what that does in so many different ways, and it changes the vehicle for something that it was not designed to be.
Here we go. Tail of the dragon, baby. So where are we? Right here. That's us.
Rhythm section.
That's where we want to be.
It's pretty much like driving a really heavy Miata.
Yeah.
Like you dump it into a corner and you feel the weight. You don't have that light feeling that the Miata would have, but that weight kind of helps push the car into the ground. So I guess it's more eventful and takes a little more skill to drive a heavy car because you're dealing with a lot of weight transfer.
Right.
And when you have these switchbacks where the road goes right, left,
Very
you
sharp.
get all that weight transfer, and
Yeah.
that's where the car could start to get like swirly on you. Sammy, this is fucked up.
We're right at the edge, right?
How are we gonna get her out of here? Here, take this one.
She's hanging, but she's a survivor. The awesome man.
Look, the best drivers in the world crash. Race car drivers. Sometimes you take it a little too far. Sometimes you push it a little too hard. And look, by no means am I the best. You still recording? By no means am I the best driver in the world. By no means am I, and even the top 1,000. There's drivers out there that are phenomenal, but every time you push a vehicle to its limits, this is what you have to expect. Especially on roads where racetracks have runoffs, catches. There's no such thing as this on a racetrack. Straighten her out, Kenny.
we're back on the road now, eh?
We're back on the road. Like nothing happened.
All right, first and foremost, I want to thank each and every single one of you guys who came out here today. It's literally like trying out for the special forces. All of you guys standing out here, ladies and gentlemen, standing out here today, you are the elite special forces of the Panther community, okay? Some of you are here because your car has been modified to hell and back. Some of you are here because of your superior driving skills. And some of you are here just from the sheer weight of your fucking balls. Okay? Some of you here have all three of them.
I'm back
right?
for round 2.
Yeah.
It's just a really heavy Crown Vic with all the cop stuff in it.
It's got prisoner partition. You guys can see it still has a full-blown light bar.
I have tools in the back. I have everything.
These are very heavy cars, and brake fade is a really big issue, so try to use your brakes the least amount as possible and just manage your speed.
Number 5, the General CVPI.
Nice.
Number 6, Hoonmerk. All right, number 7 is going to be the Carolina Interceptor. Woo!
Looking forward to it, man. Thank you for making this happen.
Absolutely, man. Good luck out there. You're definitely going to be part of the tier list event.
Yeah.
So best of luck and be safe out there, man. We'll see what kind of times you get.
Thanks, brother.
As the sun goes down today here at the Tail of the Dragon, literally sunset. That's how long we've been out here. We're gonna announce the winner, and as you can see, the trophy says Tail of the Dragon 2022 Tier 1 fastest Panther on the Dragon. That's something that's not to be taken lightly. It's a very big deal. Everybody here pretty much risked their lives for that, and we had a good time, and we're finally all safe. So that's all that matters at the end.
In first place, and the winner of $100 is Hoomrick with 2.22.28.
Oh! Wow. 10 milliseconds. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
We got to write the time on the trophy.
Thank
right
you.
there. I got the marker right here. Here, babe. Write the time on there. You got a better handwriting.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what I think it was going to come down to. You two, it was going to be real close.
I can't believe that.
Less than a tenth of a second.
Yeah, you're right there.
I can't believe that I got 4 seconds between.
Yeah, awesome. To be honest with you guys, that's the shocker for me of the night. Because I expected both of you to completely shoot it out.
Yeah.
But this guy showed up 18 fucking years old.
Yeah, man.
And came within 4 seconds of two of the best drivers that are standing right here. That is awesome. Which is incredible.
He just took 3rd place in a Panther race at Tail of the Dragon against 2 guys who were like, you know, top of the Panther game. How does that make you feel?
That feels really good. With a car that I really thought really wasn't going to handle that well and was basically completely stock, it should serve as some kind of inspiration that no matter who you are, no matter what you think your car is capable of, just get out and try. Go ahead and drive it. These cars weren't built to go over the tail of the dragon as fast as they possibly could. Even with the modifications that Rob has and that Carolina Interceptor has, there's something about it's not built to do that.
the exhaust, the mufflers, and the rear catch out of Dale's car today.
Sempre chorando por uma nova ferida. Mas como até que de mato nasce uma flor.
The way my mind works, which is Mr. Random, I'm sure it's a form of undiagnosed ADHD. It's like, okay, they look good as cop cars, but what can we do with these things? How far can we push? I'm not cool, I'm not a thug or anything. I'm the family from, everybody's welcome here, everybody, all kinds of build, whether it's finished, whether it's not, whether you're on 26s, whether it looks like a freaking Mad Max, whatever it is, you're welcome here. I like to let my car speak for me. And this car, like I said, everybody showed out here with some of the best cars I've ever seen, but nobody showed up with something like that. That's ridiculous.
The way I think about it is we don't have many years left with these cars, right?
We don't. Like, they are going away fast.
And the price is going up.
The prices are going up. You know, with fuel being so high and these cars not being the greatest on fuel mileage, demolition derbies. I cry every time I have to work a demolition derby because they're all Panther cars, and most of them are the Police Interceptors.
It's sad.
It is.
I know we shed a tear sometimes.
These things, you can beat on them as hard as you want, and they just keep coming back for more.
And you have people,
I wish we'd get the TSL.
well, like us, who drive around old cars because they love to drive them around and they love to work on them and they love the history of the car, not because they want to stick it to the man or anything, but because that's what they love.
This is kind of different because I always just had a fascination with creating something, and anything that you do to these cars can be your own if you have the mind and the heart to do it. And I've always just seen these in the rear view thinking they really look angry and they're trying to, you know, and my personality is kind of like that too. Like,
yeah,
I look like people. I'm kind of an outcast.
Each car here, police officer or firefighter used it, and we're now rolling what used to be their home, their workplace.
Yeah.
And we're keeping them going to respect the duties they did for our country.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And you know, it's a once in a lifetime moment. Everything that we're all seeing here today, everything we're being part of, is going to be once in a lifetime. So it's you know, we wanted to take the opportunity, and if you don't mind, just hang on. Yeah, we want to christen baby Maria at only 5 months old to the Panther family. Okay, everybody give her a round of applause. Welcome her. She's in good hands. Okay, we're all one big extended family, and there's nobody more passionate right here than their parents. And we just want to welcome her and give her all our blessings, guys. She's gonna be one hell of a little fighter. I'll tell you that.
Once you come into the Panther Club, you can't get out.
She's gonna be driving around Vic if she gets moved.
No, you put that.
It's been a while. I forgot how to hold babies, man.
Mommy, when she turns 18, she can drive the Vic? Yeah,
There
right?
she is.
All right.
Baby Panther. Hey guys, we're gonna be shooting, okay? All right. All right, man. So, you know, even if you handle guns your whole life, I'll still kind of run you through it. Huh? There we go. And we'll take the safety off. And it's hot. thing will fold all the way to the top, and it's like a fucking Lego.
She makes 800 horsepower.
Okay, so in first place, and the winner of the Best in Show of Pantherfest 2022, okay, the winner of the trophy and $500 is gonna go to Robert, car number 1. Woo! Robert. Thank you. Yeah, baby. There it is. Yeah, man. Congratulations, man. So there you go. There's that. And I know that this is probably the best part of it right here. You're gonna have to count it up because my math is terrible, but $500, man. There's 2, 3, 4, and there you go, man.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I appreciate you.
Woo! Oh yeah.
Thank you for having us. Thank you everyone so much. I appreciate you all.
Hold that trophy up, yeah. For anybody wondering, he's the one that has the Hoonmerk. So congratulations, man.
Thank you.
If you guys want to see something that I can't sanction, I can't get behind, but hey, if you want to see it, you want to see it, go ahead and follow the winner right here. Can I help? And best of luck to you, man. I'm going.
Me personally, it's big and I feel safe, and they're a reliable vehicle. So I mean, these engines, like if you maintain them, you're getting at least 500,000 out of them. And I mean, I'm at 276 now, and this car's run better than ever, right? And I've got stage 2 cams, bigger injectors, an endeavour Victor Junior intake. That added a little bit of power, and it's mean. They're mean looking cars, and they're just fun to drive. Like,
My favorite memory driving a Crown Vic, taking this car up to the Appalachian Mountains, driving 650 miles through nothing but mountainous roads, spending 2 days in the mountains with the most amazing views, a car that handles like no other car that I've ever driven, reliable. I'm able to take this car on 800-mile trips, 1,000-mile trips, and I'm always wind up bringing it back home. I always wind up pulling it back into my driveway.
The fact that I'm able to modify it this heavily and then drive it for a total of 12 hours at a time is really a testament to the car. I don't know of many other modified cars that would still drive like a boat on the highway and still be able to go around turns and handle as well as you want them to. Yeah, it's got a nice little power bank.
Sure does.
Like around like 2,500 to like all the way to Redline. And that's a testament to Marty's, or Jeff, the guy who tuned the speed shop. He'll give you a balance. Like you can, if you say I want peak horsepower, I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, where do you want it?
But if you want usable horsepower, he'll clean out the power curve, which is like my overall horsepower is maybe lower than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But the power I have to use throughout the RPM range is way better. I just drove it actually 12 hours from Philadelphia to Atlanta to have Marty do some work to the motor.
Always got a tuned by Marty. Tuned by Mo's Speed Shop, Marty Ox.
Tune from Mo's Speed Shop out in Georgia. You should check them out. They do some great work if you're not already tuned by them.
Hi, I'm Marty Oakes. I am one of the owners of Most Speed Shop in Dallas, Georgia. We work on and tune cars on a daily basis, and we do it around the world literally now.
Maybe tell us a little bit about your relationship with Marty and how you guys kind of came together and how this.
The first thing we did was we built a Marauder together, the world's fastest Marauder for a long time, until somebody put a big block Chevrolet in one with a big blower on it. You know, we built that project together, became really good friends. He was flying down every weekend, and we were going to car shows and stuff like that. So then he moved down here, and we opened up the shop together, and now we work 24 hours a day. I was never really a Panther enthusiast until, you know, I guess within the last 5 or 6 years. Really.
Yeah. What's crazy is how contagious the Crown Vic stuff is, because Jeff's uncle, who is also a great friend of mine, you know, he bought
his old car.
He bought one of my Crown Vics.
He's got the most expensive $1,000 car.
He's gone completely crazy with it, you know, with wheels from ADTR and, you know, other bits and pieces from ADTR.
I am Chris from ADTR Performance, and we are the one-stop shop for Crown Vics, Grand Marquis, Town Cars, and Marauders. We make performance parts for these cars and try and make things go fast that aren't supposed to go fast. It's funny though, I mean, like, so many people like, oh, I want, you know, 400 horsepower, I want 500 horsepower. After a while, it all becomes kind of boring. Like you want more, and so it's like people have called me, you know, the drug dealer of Crown Vics, because it's like you always got to have more. It's never enough.
Do you really need 600 horsepower?
Well, I mean, the answer to that is yes, obviously. Because there isn't a ton of aftermarket support for it, like, the parts are more expensive than other platforms. But I think the appeal is that you're making a car that really was intended as a family driver, grandma mobile, like police car, whatever you say, you know, whatever you want it to be. You're making something that was large, either go faster or make people do like the double take.
That's kind of like where it all started for me. Like, I just had this weird infatuation. I don't know, like, I just love lights, and anything that doesn't necessarily go or belong, I like making that happen. I've always done that. 2009, 2010, you know, recession hit. I lost my job. I lost every ounce of income that I had. And so I had to downgrade, downsize, everything. And that was really my foot in the door, because at the time those cars were cheap. So I bought one of these things, and I gotta tell you, man, this was still to this day was one of my favorite cars. So, you know, I get the Crown Vic, and we started hanging out downtown Cleveland at this bridge. We used to hang out down there. That's all we did. We'd go down there, beautiful lights, which naturally is my thing, and we just hang out. We'd go down there and hang out, and doing that enough for a couple of years. Now we're 30-something plus people with Crown Vics, and we officially became chapter 21 of the Crown Vic Boys. That crowd, when I lost everything, treated me like family. You know, like that gave me the fulfillment, that gave me the big empty space that I just didn't have, because I literally lost everything. Well, after getting the Crown Vic, I mean, it's no secret at this point, they're probably the worst designed headlights ever known to man. So I was kind of at a point where I was like, okay, I gotta do something about this, because if I'm gonna drive this car and I'm gonna have to deal with this, I'm gonna find a way to remedy this. And at the time, there was no market. And now with the sealant nice and warm, and just flatten it out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but doing this gives a nice foundation, a nice bed for the new sealant to sit on.
The details.
Yep. There's a lot of them. After finally getting my first set of headlights and posting about it, you know, then this guy says, "Ooh, I like that. How do you do that? Oh, I like this." And it just ever so slightly, they just started popping up one by one. And eventually it just kind of sparked, duh, what am I doing? I mean, it took me years to realize that this could be a business. So I was doing it on the side for friends, and I was, you know, random person here and there on the forums like crownvic.net, that kind of thing. And then back, you know, in 2018, I made it official and decided, you know, I filed for a license, and kind of history ever since. All right, start up. Here is your passenger side turn signal. What? And I'm gonna fix the timing on this a little bit, but that's, you get the idea.
There's different aspects of it. Everybody makes it what they want it to be. Everybody has their own target goal. There's, you know, there's the Crown Vic guys who are in clubs and everything else. Exclusive Crown Vic clubs. If you'd have asked me about that 10 years ago, I would have said, you're out of your mind.
Many boys like Mel were a public problem. Until the 1950s, someone had the idea of turning this abandoned airstrip into a legitimate test course for hot rods. Here they compete under strict rules designed for safety and fair play. This strip was so successful that others were opened up across the country. Automatic expulsion faces any member who races on the public highways. As a result, the juvenile nuisance problem has been reduced as much as 90% in some communities.
Well, we're eager to show you a whole different side. This weekend's very special because you have people from Los Angeles, people from Texas, people from Detroit, people from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? All in Vegas as well. It's crazy. Then there's gonna be the people in Arizona, and we're all gonna be in the same place at the same time. Man. All the names on Instagram that have been like forming like a good solid network of like supportiveness, and positivity and whatnot, and just joining in through this mafia code of like respect and honor. Everyone's just getting closer. Now we're all get to hang out in like real life, like real quick. Yeah. Put our lives on hold. Everyone's super excited. All these Panthers.
Look at it, right? I got goosebumps.
It's still half of me, dog.
Yeah.
Not even half of
Not
it.
even half. It's like backyard style.
I'm a baller on a budget, so.
Food, we're going back to the crib. We got a crib for everyone to come to, and it's really spacious. There's room for everyone to park. The house is hella huge, so you guys are all welcome to come on over. We're gonna be grilling, music, drinking, bring booze tonight too, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want to party with? Yeah. That way we can just chill at the house for the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying?
What was the bill?
500, 600 bucks?
Really? Something at Costco.
Does, and I think that we're just different, and it's harder for people to accept it. So you know what I'm saying? It's like you hear all this riffraff about us. Oh, they're haters, they're me, they're bullies, they're this, they're that, blah blah. But then you actually come meet us in person, and then you're like, none of this matches what I was told, and I'm actually here. Those people weren't. Got some merch for people.
Came down, everybody from LA that made it out. Thank you. Hey, let's go. Panther Mafia, baby. Hey, shout out.
People from very dangerous neighborhoods, and there's people from that had a great, wonderful life. They just happen to like the car. There's even different age groups here. There's people above 40, and there's people just over 20. And you know what? Through the car, you develop a bond. Everybody comes together over the most humble thing ever, a Crown Vic. And you can choose to get butthurt about it and have an ego and like try to make up for things here and there and whatnot. Or you could just accept it for what it is. And I never said it was a fast car. It's a fun car. I have a lot of fun in it. And these two people do seem to have a lot of fun too, you know? And it brings out the car enthusiasts in people. And all these people have in common is they drive the same car. They keep coming back. They keep coming back every single time. And that says something to you. That's not me trying to sell you and tell you, oh, my meets are always lit. Oh, the Van Vic's involved, it's a scene. Nah, like these people know. And they come time and time again. And they have the blast of a lifetime. It really started for me when I would say about 10 years into being into my Vic. I was the only person that was into my Vic. Nobody cared about my Vic.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cared. Trust me. Like, nobody cared. I thought it was just me, and then finally I found out about a group on Instagram called Bay Area Vics. And I've never seen like 10 or 12 Vics together. I thought it was the cool. That's like all I want to do. Like anybody with a Vic, like we must be friends. Like
I just like legit like the body, like the fucking four door, just a big sedan. And like for the time, I crashed my old car, so I didn't have much money. I'm like, what can I get? You know what I mean?
That was love. I always wanted to be from a car club, and I always wanted to be a part of something, and you made that possible for me. Like I said, I'm down right now, but I love you. You're like a god to this shit, man. Like you inspiration to people that wants to be a part of something, a part of a family, a part of fucking greatness, man. Like, you feel me? Like when we pull up to gas stations or we pull up anywhere, it's a good feeling to see people turn their heads like, damn, that motherfucker is clean, or you know, like, damn, look at the unity.
I'm just the guy that opened the door and said, hey, yo, it's a boss meeting. That's it. That's it.
It really warms my heart because it's like, you know, everything that we, you know what I'm saying, went through in life, you know what I'm saying, what old cars can do, bro. From what's the 88 model out there, you know what I'm saying, the station wagon,
Beautiful.
2011s. You know what I'm saying, people don't think that's beautiful. I love it, you know what I'm saying, because you don't, you know, I take value in it because, you know what I'm saying, for it to drive 4, 5, however many hours he drove here and it's still sitting here running, not leaking on the driveway, you know, people take pride in these old cars. It's more than that, you know what I'm saying? It's more than that. You know, people, you can have family and not be your blood, you know, and I see that, you know, in different ethics and genres, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people, you know, color kind of deters a lot of things that goes on. I don't see color, man. Yeah. What is color, man? Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
This dude has like.
Shout out now.
He's giving up so much of his personal life, his work life, his home life, to make sure that everybody like who has a Panther feel like you're doing something. Whether you're just driving a fucking stock Panther, forward that Panther, hating that Panther, fuck that shit, put on that Panther. If you love it, he loves it.
What is about?
Hey, all three, Panther Mafia. 1, 2, 3, Panther Mafia!
I had the assumption that we were going to meet a lot of, like, you know, paramilitary guys. You know, they wore a lot of camo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they wanted to be cops, or they wanted to be, like, you know, in the military. I think the thing that surprised me the most was there's a huge fan base for this car in the black community.
And old guys who are into
and weirdos.
Yeah, well, they're
Right?
all weirdos. Doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Yeah.
If you drive a Crown Vic.
Yeah, there's something a little off, but it's great. It's wonderful.
It's great. It's wonderful. And I am one of those people, and so...
Sure are, buddy. You sure are.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Turning around?
He's in a rut.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Panther
rock 'em out.
power.
They really were the last of the big American body-on-frame car.
If you want a car to bully people with, get a Crown Vic.
This car is a cheat code. A car's a cheat code, man. You can make this thing be anything.
It's not the cars. It's not these. Don't get me wrong. You look around. All of our cars are beautiful. They're all metal. Okay. Yeah. We all love the same car, but it's the people every day.
The camaraderie of the Panther Platform. You know, everyone has that common interest. So there's just the community aspect of it. So
The Panther community is it's a tightly knit community. There used to be dozens of us. Now there's hundreds to possibly thousands of us.
It's the rawness of a Panther owner. It's the rawness.
It's an intimate community. Like, everybody's so different, but we all share the same thing.
I've already made friends with people with Vics, and like if it wasn't for those Vics, I'm not sure if we would have ever became friends. We're just different people.
At the end of the day, it's like this car, this platform, the Panther, pulls us all together.
But to go back to your question, what happens to the Crown Vics? You can't separate that from what happens to the car market in general. You know, for me, I hope gas priced cars keep going up in value because I'm pretty heavily invested in them. The question is whether you're going to be able to get gas and afford gas, you know, and it's, again, not politics. It's just, you know, eventually they're going to, you know, downsize the production of gasoline. So that's going to change everything.
I know that there's going to be an end eventually. I mean, hopefully it's not too soon. But I think with how many Ford made of these cars, and now people are getting more and more interested into them, hopefully they won't just, you know, end up in a scrapyard somewhere, and people will actually take care of them, or at least they'll live on.
Man, I'm a big guy, and I like big cars, big American cars, and you know, they don't make them like they used to.
Eventually these cars are going to fade, and when that happens, there might not be a surplus anymore of parts available. Like, there are things now you can't get from Ford anymore.
I don't know, there's an allure to these cars, I think. They're obviously American cars. There's not many long body sedans anymore.
It's the last of the big V8 sedans. I mean, all companies now are going to SUVs, and you know, I don't want to have an SUV. I like the sedan. So, you know, it's a community. You know, maybe not everybody gets along, but it's just something that you know, it just kind of sucked me in. It's just, it's an iconic car. I mean, you guys are doing the documentary. It's like, you know, you used to see them every day. Now when you see them, and the funny thing was, I saw them as police cars and taxis, but it's like after I got mine, then I'd be like, every time I see a Vic or a Marauder or whatever, or town car, I'm like, oh, there's, you know, and it's, you know, it's just an icon.
Everyone knows that we live in a polarized time. Right versus left, young versus old, progress versus the status quo. If you believe the media, it would seem that our differences are almost insurmountable. Or are they?
I mean, whatever the fuck you're doing, dude, it's amazing, man. It's working. It's fucking amazing.
That should motivate you right there to want to just keep building it.
Hell yeah, dude.
When we started filming this movie, we didn't know where the road would take us. As it happens, it took us everywhere. We met all kinds of people from all over the world, all united by a common love, the Ford Panther Platform.
This is my magnum opus. This is my masterpiece.
If people from different faiths, races, backgrounds, neighborhoods, and ideologies can come together over something as weird as a Crown Vic, what else could we have in common?